am gonna bore you with details. So this is exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis. Back in May, the CIO challenged me, Ayla, we have an overstock in the company. Do you know what overstock is? Not overstock.com. It's overstock means you are full of inventory to the brim. So I said, okay, you think we have an overstock problem? Let me see what I can do about it. I went to the store. Like I said, it's not a 9 to 5 desk job. I went to the store. To check exactly what he's talking about. And it didn't take me too long to realize that yes, we do have an overstock problem. The store is fully stocked. The top shelf is overstocked with boxes. The receiving area is stuffed with containers. We even have tents at the back to hold the inventory. We have an overstock issue. And overstock is a problem in the retail business because it ties up capital. The capital that could have been used in other more productive things is now tied up to that item. What if the item is perishable? What if it's an apple? Instead of selling for 100 pesos, if it's not good na, they can only sell it for 50 pesos. What if that's not enough to cover the cost? That means it's a loss. Overstock is a big problem. It's also a problem for operations. Why? Now if you tell your staff that, find me the apple. Now they go to the apple section. It's not there. Then they walk to the receiving area. It's not there. Now they go to the containers. It's not there. It's very difficult to manage overstock. Diba? Even with your closet, I know you realize that. If you have a smaller closet, it's easier to decide what you're gonna wear in a given day, right? Versus a closet that is full to the brim. You don't even know what you have anymore if you have so much of the same thing, correct? So it's a problem. So what we did is, I did some studies, I did pilot, and then I said, okay, fine, let's take these 5 items and study them. Study how bad the overstock situation of these items. And within Oracle, there's actually a function where we can automate ordering to avoid overstock. But the client does not want to use it because they're not sure if it works. They don't want to take that risk. For them, the risk is bigger than the return. So they said they don't want to use it. So now the challenge of this project is to make sure, prove that concept actually works. So we did that for a few months. We were very conservative. So my client is in Thailand. We started with the capital in Bangkok. Once we proved that it's okay there, we did for the rest of the greater city of Bangkok. So about 10 or so stores that we did that in. What are the results? So this is a dentist towel, an item that sells every day, but does not sell that much. It's not a very exciting item, but sells constantly every day. Before we took it as a pilot, this is the stock days of the item. Stock days means if I have 100 of the items, I sell 10 a day. Stock days mean it will take me 10 days to get rid of my complete inventory. So this is the stock days question with that. The stock days is basically just total inventory divided by average sale. It's the number of days it'll take you to clear your inventory, to sell everything that you have. So before we started, this is what we call an out of stock situation. Meaning it's not ideal to be keeping too low of a stock. Kasi paano kung may customer that walk in and wanted to buy a lot? That means they cannot buy anymore because you have too few of a stock. This is the opposite end where it's overstock. That's also not a good thing because that's precisely the problem that we're trying to address. So after just 3 months, what happened is we avoided the overstock situation. We actually stayed within this ideal 10 to 20 days range, which in retail business is quite good. Because this one, from May up into June, did not involve any human intervention. Did not involve the merchandisers checking the item every single day. Did not involve the stores manually going to the system and checking inventory and manually doing orders. Everything was automated from end to end. Okay? So that's a good thing. We were quite happy that we could actually prove that concept, it worked for one item. So no overstock, no understock within 10 to 15 days. Even better that we actually did not impact sales. So we automated something completely. Before we started, it was averaging 36 units a day sale. After we implemented, it's now a little bit less, 35, but it's okay because this is only a few days, whereas this one is 6 months. That's gonna go up again. So what we've proven there that if we have a good item to pilot, if we have a good parameter that we can set, if we're active with the monitoring, auto replenishment, so that's the function in Oracle that we use, or auto replenishment actually worked. And the business is quite happy with that because if we can roll this out to much more items, then that means they are free to do other more strategic things other than actively managing or babysitting an item. Mas exciting, diba? To do more strategic thinking rather than oh, how much am I gonna order today? Oh, how much am I gonna order tomorrow? Oh, how much do I have today? Etc. etc. Similar scenario with this. There was a little bit of an out of stock. So this one is an orange juice. There was an irregular stock situation here. Goes up and down in stock. So the buyer is probably trying to overcompensate on the out of stock and then ordered a lot and then it was bought a lot and then went up again. Unpredictable, right? What the system did is it helped to trend it down. It helped to bring the stock down and then stabilized it within the 10 to 20 parameter range, which is what we're targeting. So again, another good result of this item. And then as of this weekend, this is where we are now, about 320 items. Okay, here's an interesting fact. If you are a functional analyst, you're gonna talk to the CIO and you're just gonna say, oh, we have 17 items that are now on auto replenishment. But as a business analyst, again, what's the bottom part? You have to sell your idea. How do we sell that idea? We say that, by the way, we've only been doing this for 12 days. And look at what happened. We started with a stock days of 42 days. And after less than 2 weeks, the stock days is now 39 days. And they're going to say, so what? Okay, then you move on to the next one. What that means is, from a 2.8 million inventory, we were able to reduce it to 2.6. That's about 6% reduction. Not a lot, 6%? Of course it's a lot. If you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar company and you implement 6% across all, we're talking about millions and millions of dollars, right? That's a big thing. Even 3% is a big thing. Once we talk about a scale that big. Even for finance, right? Even an interest rate hike of 0.05% is a big thing. So as a business analyst, it is your job to quantify and to report that in such a way that it is convincing to the stakeholders. The merchandisers will have their own concern. They'll be like, what about sales? Are you sure that you did not impact sales? So we also reported that and say, yes, in fact, sale actually went up in just the 12 days that we're doing a pilot, from 947 to 971, right? Okay, and then here's where the art comes. So we were successful with about 300 items. What would a normal project do? If you're successful, what would you do? Continue, right? You continue. But as a business analyst, you should know when to step back. So we stepped back and said, is this the right thing to do? Do we continue and move forward just because we're successful with 300 items? Or do we step back and say, let's sell this idea to a bigger group of people? In this case, we are trying to sell the idea, creating a roadmap to the senior directors. We want to create an outline for them to make sure that there is a progression of incremental benefits. Why? Why do we have to do that? Why do we have to tell them that there's incremental benefits in doing this? Because as you know, an organization will resist to any change. Even the same with you guys, right? You said na yung nag-move yung Accenture to a different office, a lot of people quit. That's the same for any organization. Everybody will resist change. A lot of people are comfortable with what is proven and what they've done every single day. So we have to step back and make sure that we can sell this little idea, this little success to the rest of the company before we move forward. Okay? And so if we had not done that, so if we did not step back, the alternative is actually not too bad either. We continue. And if we continue, we're talking about an exponential growth from 300 to times 10, 3,000 in just 25 days. And after that, it could even be more exponential to the millions, okay? But for here, you don't have to make the decision for the business, but it's up to you to offer them the options. An option to step back or an option to move forward, okay? Questions? Is it something that you already do every day? So tomorrow you tell your lead, I'm offering you 2 options. Step back from my code or move forward.